EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where the sound of the big red siren signals it is time for football. And tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. And it's a pretty good return here, so get this up to the 29. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Miami.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment, running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And they run the option on second down. And this is going to be a Cardinals first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels and picking up some nice yardage.
On first down, here's Love. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Off the play fake. Beck. There's a short one caught by Lyman. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 42. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now a play fake here on first down. Open man is Marvin Harrison Jr. And he's taken down inside the 30. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays.
Cardinals first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease.
Tershawn Wharton gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, And how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Looking to throw. Beck. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8.
At the 6-yard line.
Haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he will try to run through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Kendrick Bourne from 6 yards away. And the Cards put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Walking into the stadium, we saw a ton of people donning the jerseys of this rookie quarterback, so you know they love that opening drive, and he throws a touchdown pass.
He gave a little bit of confirmation about what they had hoped, right? Because they thought they had a quarterback. They're thinking they have a quarterback. You do this, they believe they've got a quarterback. Look up, elbowing each other up in the stands. That's our guy.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, second down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. A former Oklahoma State Cowboy, it's Chuba Hubbard. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Here is Young. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That third down conversion good for 23.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Carolina.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
Young's pass complete to number 18. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Cardinals' 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. Now here's Young. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Yards to go.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. It'll be Young again. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy leagues.
Is that what they call
the receiver
PPR?
still gets a point there. Yeah.
Oh.
And you went that far back. No bueno.
Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had their defense on my fantasy game.
Young to throw it. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Throwing, Young. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And this is not going to get there, not close. Look like complications with the snap. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
That was an ugly-looking kick, and the snap, largely to blame. These special teams operations are relying on everyone being on the same page, so even the slightest hiccup can lead to some missed kicks, and that's exactly what we saw here.
Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Derek Brown, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the first quarter.
And yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody, because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it, or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Off the bootleg. Back. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Derek Brown able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Here is third and quite a ways.
Back to throw. Beck. Well, the pressure gets to him again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
That's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Walter Nolan busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down.
Looking to throw, Young. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
On 4th down, Carolina going to send out Sam Martin to punt.
And taken right on the 30. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Off play action. Beck. Gonna look deep for Wilson.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Concentration, so key on a ball like that. It's hard. I know how difficult it is, but that's a ball you've got to come up with. And instead, a big play is going to slip through their fingers, literally and figuratively.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
But we keep stats on everything, don't we? This is one that you don't want to have. That's a 2nd drop right here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say only in the first quarter. Certainly a ship that he wants to right quickly. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Beck.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
For the Cardinals.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Well, the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Panthers, first down. A gain of 11.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And not much of an opening there, as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
It's Young off play action. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out, because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and
under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start the drive with Love here. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Back to throw. Back. And his throw is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Back. And that is incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. They'll get this to the 24, and it's second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Young. They'll find McMillan here. And he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender. Made him
what do you mean by that, Brooke?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Young. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Garrett Williams. And the Cardinals are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Beck. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack, but that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up fourth. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. On the punt, return of 4, and it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
You doing okay over there, partner? Because that's yet another sack in this game that you just had to call. We're not even at halftime yet. No wonder this team has the lead. What an effort by the defense right from the word go. The adjustments at halftime, they're going to have to be big, or this could really get ugly in the second half.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Young will set to throw. This is caught by McMillan. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake. Beck. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Back to throw. Beck. Over the middle, complete. That's Harrison. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
A 7-yard gain. That's good for a Cardinals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
backwards, back to the 33. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Looking to throw. Beck. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Open man is born. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line.
The Panthers now set to take over offensively.
And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Looking to put a drive together.
They'll begin this series with a give to Hubbard.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Now Young. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over.
The Cardinal offense takes back over.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Running to start the drive is Love. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 6.
Staying on the ground, it's Love. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And it's a fumble. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A stop by Garrett Williams. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Now an option play on second down. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's third down. Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. But Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Off play action. Beck. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here's 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Back. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
He's got McBride here over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
That's another Cardinals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
2nd down and 3. Ball on the 7. Operating from the gun. Beck. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marvin Harrison Jr. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Cardinals go up by 2 touchdowns. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Now Ryland for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Gets around him. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. 55 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Young. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. That's taken in. It's Xavier again. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 40. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Young. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Second and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Beck. That's complete to McBride. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this is not going to get there, not close. Look like complications with the snap. It's no good. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night prime time, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for...
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Young to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Now a give. It's Hubbard going left.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Young now. Incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Young.
The throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Throwing for the out route, he finds Wilson.
So the completion good for just 3. And 3rd and 8 now.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Beck. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th.
He's just not at his focus in this game. It's not 1 drop. It's not 2. That's 3 for this contest.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for any NFL receiver, and he's no exception. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As he's up.
Oh, the snap, a poor one, and this is blocked.
And they're going to get the football here with possession 13 yards away from the end zone. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Off the play fake. Back. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Here's 2nd and 10.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That second down play nets a -4. So here's a 3rd and 14. Back to throw. Beck. That's Bourne. Got it on the slant. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Carolina getting set to take the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Looking to put a drive together. And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play. They're holding you no gain.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Taking it about the 16. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Try the toss play to Love. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Bobby Brown in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Looking to throw. Beck. Pass complete there to Harrison. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
On third down, you'll give them that. You just want to make sure that you play the first down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 15. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake, Young. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose, and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now 2nd and 3. Young off the play fake. That's to the left sideline and incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now here's Young. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is brought in at the 21. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out now come the Cardinals. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Looking to put a drive together. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Shotgun handoff now for Love. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Third down and 10. Operating from the gun. Beck. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to kick it away. Now the offense for the Panthers here, getting the football back. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 75 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2nd down and 3. On the counter, this is Hubbard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield and spilling everything.
And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. To throw, Young. Now he's going to step up and run. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Young scrambling and able to pick up the first with his legs.
Panthers, 1st down. 1st and goal, Carolina.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
On play action, Young. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Hubbard is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
No touchdowns for them in the first half, but their defense kept them in this ball game. So now, maybe this can loosen them up a little because they played tight so far, and they get right back in it with a touchdown run.
Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
A nice stick and stop for a loss there from Jalen Phillips.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Off-play action. Beck.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Derek Brown bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
First and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Operating from the gun. Beck. Caught. It's Wilson. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Oh, good move. And he's out right at the 25. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Let's take a closer look at him. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. They go play action. Young. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Young to throw it. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Throwing. Young. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Walter Nolan, his 2nd sack of the night.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Carolina. It's taken to the 26. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field. A huge play there for Arizona.
55 yards.
For a Cardinals first down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
And he is going to lose yardage here. All-around great play by Devin Lloyd, using his athleticism to get to the backfield and his strength to stop him for a loss.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. When you're not allowed to climb, you got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there, and a really nice play resulted for them.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Beck. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Jalen Phillips able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Cardinal football. They're also out in front of the scoreboard as we get set for the 4th. So on is the kicker, Chad Ryland, in a big spot. This to make it a 2-score game. I don't think this will even nope. It doesn't even get there. Well short. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game. Well, that one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a 1-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They work now on 2nd and 9. The play fake. Now Young. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Walter Nolan in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's unable to haul it in. And so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. The Cardinals offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield, but he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Straight ahead running. Here's Love. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Beck. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. The Panthers offense had Chuba Hubbard set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 88 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Looking to throw, Young. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Third down, Young from the gun. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool the defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he's on to punt for Carolina. Oh, he shifts past him. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cardinals offense and Marvin Harrison Jr. headed onto the field. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show, as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Beck. And he'll let this go deep for Bourne. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Beck. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock. Really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now Young. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear of risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them to completion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Pickett. And that will be incomplete as well. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Looking to put a drive together. Start this drive out on the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Former first-rounder Derek Brown living up to the billing on that stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. From the gun on 3rd down. Back. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Jalen Phillips bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. The Carolina offense about ready to go.
43-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Young is set to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Young. A quick throw there is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Young from the shotgun. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And he fields it cleanly. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
16-yard line.
The pressure that time right up the middle, and he was able to wiggle in there pretty easily and get the sack.
Yeah, sometimes you end up getting caught in a little bit of a breakdown about who to block up front, and that creates the gap there, and he took full advantage, got to the quarterback, and finished off the sack.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Off the bootleg. Beck. Throw out wide is incomplete. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Brissett. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. And some room to maneuver. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
Once again, it's Brooks. Brought down at the 20.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Here's a 2nd and 8. Young going to give to Brooks. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
9 yards. That's good for a Panthers first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now Young. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Pickett. And he's going to go down again. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Now Pickett. And this is going to be incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
All right, let's give the kicker some credit here because he didn't let the inaccurate snap phase him whatsoever. Trusted his holder to get the ball down in time, stuck to his routine, and somehow found a way to put the ball through the uprights.
So now after the field goal, Fitzgerald back out there to send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. On 1st down, here's Love. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Off the play fake. Beck. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. We're holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this 4th quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Garrett Williams. And the Cards are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for them. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Looking to put a drive together. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And at this stage, in the fourth, they need to work this into the end zone. A field goal doesn't do much. We'll see if they can cash in following the fumble recovery. Up the middle with Brooks here. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal.
On the play. And the Panthers first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Brooks is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
And now third and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So that's going to move them half the distance.
First of all, you can't jump in this situation, but think about your play calling now. Could easily change what you want to do and maybe make things a little bit easier.
Pickett now, third and goal. He'll try to pick it up himself, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
A gain of a yard. It's now 4th and goal.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on the play of the game now, 4th and goal. Here we go. The noise deafening. 4th and goal. They'll try it now with Brooks. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonathan Brooks taking it in from a yard out. And the Panthers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. No hesitation on the decision to go on 4th and goal from the 1, and they punch it in.
And I do believe that field position factors in there too, because even if they don't get in, you're going to force the other guys to go to full 99 yards. So to me, a good calculated risk, which actually paid off.
Important extra point up and through. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
All eyes on the Cardinals now. Down by a field goal. 1:54 on the clock. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
A big play looming on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This is not the end.
He's back to throw. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
His throw incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
That's good for a Cardinals first down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Ball resting on the 20. This is 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Back. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes the catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Beck. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Maybe some temptation here to try to go for the win, but I think you got to kick the field goal.
I agree totally. When you look at the time left on the clock, that's not a spot where you take the gamble. Go ahead and kick the field goal here and take it from there.
Chad Ryland on for the Arizona field goal.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. Definitely a hiccup in the operation there, and that is going to come up short, no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. Pressure kick, and I thought he was going to hit it. I thought we were destined for overtime, but not the case.
Not at all, and they were already planning for the overtime you just mentioned, already saying, okay, what are we going to do if we get the ball? What happens on defense? Instead of that celebration and that little bit of euphoria, it turned into letdown city.
The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Glendale.